What's up, everybody? My name is Speak. Thanks for stopping back by my channel. I really appreciate it. Today, I'm here where I start a lot of my videos, and I just installed a HealTech Servo Eliminator. Now, this is kind of an experiment for me, so I actually didn't remove the servo, which is about behind here, and that servo, in case you didn't know, opens and closes this valve down here on the exhaust in various conditions. I'll explain that more when I'm on the bike, but I'm actually borrowing this from my friend Sonic Moto, linked to his channel in the description. Unfortunately, last year he wrecked his GSX-S750. He had pulled this off the bike, before the insurance company got it, and he's had it for a while, and I was finally like, hey man, can I just try it out? Because he didn't have his bike very long with it installed, so he wasn't able to really gauge whether it made any difference, whether he liked it or not, etc. So I thought, hey, I'll give it a try, why not? So let's get out on the road. I don't expect this to be a very long video, but I just thought that I would share my initial feelings with you. So this is going to be my first feelings on it. I was super easy on the way over here and barely got into the throttle just so I had like no preconceived notions. And I've done some reading on this, but it's still, there's a lot of debate about them. And so I thought I'd just, see what it's all about. So I will basically just go do my usual riding on maybe like a usual route, and we'll see together how it feels. And maybe it's just me or wasn't in the right RPM zone, but it kind of doesn't seem like it's popping as much, which I like. Actually, there's no cars coming, so I can mess with it a little bit. Oh, there's a good pop. Yeah, you know what though? The pops are different. Interesting. Very interesting. So enough of that. Just like right off the bat, and even when you do put one of these in, do not expect any major change. It's going to be subtle changes, at least that's my understanding. I am kind of hoping for maybe a little bit smoother in the low end, something like that. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. Not like, I don't mean like smoothing like you smooth out the fueling and you retune the computer and stuff. I just mean like smoothing in that, like, I've read that this servo basically opens and closes at certain RPM ranges, and on US motorcycles it even closes again in the upper range. Now there's not an argument, but there is some truth in that this is done in the lower RPM to increase torque at low RPM, but then also this valve plays into emissions and stuff like that as well. So there's a few things going on, with it, and it serves a few different purposes, but we definitely don't care about emissions because America. That's interesting. So the reason that I'm going on and off the throttle like that several times is because I'm trying to get the exhaust to pop, and I know my bike after having it for a year, so I know like when it does those things, and so it's interesting to me that it's changed a little bit, like how much and how it pops. It's still got a nice distinct pop to it, at least to me in real life. Might not be coming through the GoPro mic very well, but to me, I still know that it's there, and I like the exhaust popping. I know some people don't, and they have their bikes tuned specifically to get that out. Generally speaking, I believe that the exhaust popping is just unspent fuel that's just burning off in the exhaust, but I could be wrong. Now, I don't want to go too in-depth on like the Servo Eliminator. This is the HealTech brand, or the servo valve in general, X-Up, whatever you want to call it, because there's tons of great videos and great articles that explain how that works. So just do a simple Google search. If I remember, then I'll throw some links down in the description to some sites and things that I thought that were helpful. But please do your research on that and don't just completely trust what I'm saying. I need to just like focus on the bike real quick and just like try some revving, mostly at lower RPMs. And that's the thing too that's tough. Like, I don't know, it's not like, well, maybe it's documented somewhere, like the exact rev range in which it opens and closes and this and that. I expect it's below 6 on my bike, because that's like the lower half of my rev range, but we shall see. I'm gonna go get on the highway and be able to have it up in 6th gear, a little bit of load on the bike at some lower RPMs, and see how it feels. Again, I'm not expecting, if anything, it may actually decrease my torque at lower RPM, and that's okay if it has other positive results, in my opinion. Alright, well, now that I'm out on the nice windy highway, here we are going 6th gear, 60 miles an hour, right around just over 4,000, 5,000 RPM. I don't expect, the bike's not going to have more power here. Again, it might have less, so let's see. I don't know. It might be a little smoother there. It's certainly possible that with the valve changing and stuff and changing the back pressure in the exhaust that it could potentially smooth it out, maybe. Again, all this could just be a placebo effect and it's literally doing nothing, and I just, loud means fast, so that means it's awesome, right? No, I mean, it can be really hard to tell, but it does seem a little bit smoother. And before I picked up this segment of the video, I had done some downshifts, and they almost seem smoother. It's kind of odd. I almost can't tell if it's just me or if there's something really different about, what's going on with the bike. I guess I'll hop off the highway and go back into town. Not really much to speak of here at this rev range, but I do also want to try downshifting again. I don't know, just kind of accelerate, let off, accelerate, let off. Let's try some downshifting again. Ah, man, it's hard to tell. I don't know. Maybe the bike's just running really well today. The downshifts do seem smoother. So the two things that may be happening is that it may be slightly smoother in the low rev range, and it may actually be a tiny bit louder at the lower revs as well, which is interesting. Now, I do have a Yoshimura Alpha Signature slip-on with the baffle removed already, so it's fairly loud as it is. Not like crazy loud, but it's a fairly loud bike, so it's harder to tell if there's really that much difference. I think that what we are going to do is switch over to Future Speak to see what he has to say about it after riding with it for a week. Future Speak, what do you think? Hello, Speak of Future Past here. And I agree, it is super windy right now. You probably can't hear me. Let's wait. So yes, subtle changes, nothing incredible. I am going to keep it installed on the bike, but I'm not going to go through the effort of removing all the pieces, or the little servo motor and stuff like that. It's not worth saving a pound or less, to me, to go through that work. Right now, a very minimal amount has been done to get me where I am, so. I do feel like it's a little bit louder at lower RPMs. I can tell that it's opened up a bit more by the way that it sounds when it's, decelerating. I do feel like the downshifts are a tiny bit smoother, and that's enough for me. For the little cost that I paid, sure, why not? I also think it'd be a great investment if you're going with like a full system or something like that, and you kind of need that, because you've eliminated the pieces and parts, from your exhaust, and you don't want to have the light on. So that's pretty much it. That's kind of my review on it. So we'll go back to Past Speak now. See ya. Well, thanks a lot, Future Speak. We appreciate your assessment. There you have it, folks. That is the HealTech Exhaust Servo Eliminator, at least as my opinion on the 2015 GSX-S750. See you later.